because this is pre-verbal memory, I'd like you to make a movie clip as if you're watching it and you're seeing this young single mother with a sick child, and I'd like you just to create the whole movie.
Okay.
Right, and you can make it all up, right from when the mother first realises that the child is ill and going to the doctors, and what are you going to call that movie?
Aloneness.
Aloneness.
Yeah.
Now, aloneness is just an abstract word, and I don't like using abstract words. I like to have something that makes
Chunky,
it specific. Yeah. What would make it specific to that movie, that aloneness? If that movie about the single mother and the child that gets sick and has to go into care, if that was on a videotape, what would you write on the label? What's the movie title?
My childhood.
Okay, we'll just call it My Childhood.
I could feel
you can
resistance to giving it a label.
All right.
Yeah.
Then we won't. Right. And when you just imagine holding the videotape with that on it.
Yeah.
Because we're going to start it right from, or should we start it before the baby gets sick? Should we start it right at the birth of the baby?
Yeah.
Yeah? Where would you like to start that film?
About 3 months after conception.
3 months after conception. Okay, yeah, let's start it there. And where does the film conclude? You know, when does it conclude when the little boy gets back to his mum, or how would you conclude that film? It's like through the worst of it.
Five's coming to memory. Five, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And just imagine that film. It's on a videotape. And what's the response in you as you imagine that videotape and what's on it? What's happening?
I can feel my whole body getting anxious.
Whole body getting anxious.
I can feel the vibration shaking.
Give us a number.
It's about an 8.
About an 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though I've got an 8.
Even though I've got an 8.
About that film.
About that film.
I really do accept myself.
I really do accept myself.
I really do. Yeah. Even though I've got an 8.
Even though I've got an 8.
About this film.
About this film.
It's about a young woman.
It's about a young woman and her baby.
And her baby. Yeah, she's on her own.
She's on her own.
She's not married.
Well, she's divorced now.
She's divorced. Yeah. This film about a young woman.
On her own.
On her own.
In a strange country.
In a strange country, and she has a child.
Yeah. She's lost her other 3 kids to someone else.
And the child gets sick.
Yeah.
That's what this movie's about.
Yeah.
And I've got an 8 about it.
Yeah.
And that 8, what's the emotion in that 8?
There's fear.
There's fear in that 8. Yeah.
Fear.
And I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Yeah. This movie.
This movie.
About a young woman.
About a young woman.
In a strange country.
In a strange country.
She has a baby.
She has a baby.
She's lost 3 children.
She's lost 3 children to somebody else.
To somebody else.
Yeah. She's lost her family.
The baby gets sick.
Baby gets sick.
That's what this movie's about.
That's what this movie's about.
Yeah. That's what this movie's about.
That's what this movie's about.
And I feel fear.
I feel fear.
Just thinking about this movie.
Just thinking about this movie.
Yeah. This movie.
This movie.
Yeah. About a young woman.
About a young woman.
In a strange country.
In a strange country.
Yeah. Who has a baby.
Who has a baby.
The baby gets sick.
Baby gets sick.
Very sick.
Very sick.
Yeah. She's on her own.
She's on her own.
Yeah. That's what this movie's about.
That's what this movie's about.
Yeah. And I feel fear.
Feel fear.
Just thinking about this movie.
Just thinking about this movie.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
Don't know why. I just feel fear.
Feel fear.
I feel it. Where do you feel it?
It's actually gone down a lot.
It's gone down a lot, yeah.
It's about a 3.
There's still some fear.
Still some fear.
Just thinking about this movie.
Just thinking about this movie.
About that young woman.
About the young woman.
And her baby.
And her baby.
Who gets sick. That saying it's gone down even more?
Oh, yeah, because I took on it was my fault.
Yeah. It was the baby's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the baby's fault.
It's the baby's fault.
Of course it was the baby's fault.
Yeah. He should have known better.
He should have known better. The baby's to blame.
He should have sorted it all out.
The baby's to blame. It's the baby's fault.
Yeah, baby's fault.
Yeah. The baby's fault.
Yeah.
He got conceived.
Got conceived.
That was his fault.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That was his fault.
So it was his fault.
He tricked those two people.
Tricked those two people.
Into bed.
Into bed. Naughty baby.
So that he could be conceived.
He could be conceived.
That was his fault.
A smart baby.
Smart baby. Yeah. Yeah. It's the baby's fault.
Baby's fault.
The baby's fault.
Baby's fault.
What's happening now?
There's a sense of relief, but also a sadness
Yeah.
of the whole movie.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
From all the things that happened. So
Yeah.
the baby believed it was his fault.
Yeah. It's a sad movie.
It was a sad movie.
Very sad movie.
Very sad movie.
A real box of Kleenex movie.
Absolutely. Get a ton
Yeah.
load, box of Kleenex and tissues.
Big tissues movie.
Yeah.
Real tearjerker, this movie.
Could be X-rated.
Yeah. And the really sad thing
The really sad thing,
is that all through the movie,
all through the movie,
the baby believes
the baby believes
that it's his fault.
it's his fault.
That's the really sad thing.
Yeah. He took that on board.
Yeah, he took that on board.
Tried to make it all right.
And he didn't just believe it through the movie.
No, all his life.
He believed it afterwards too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's really sad.
It is sad.
That the baby believed that.
The baby believed that.
Because the truth is,
The truth is, it had nothing to do with him.
it had nothing to do with him.
No.
He didn't trick them into bed.
No, he didn't. No, it's not his fault.
It's not his fault. Yeah. It's just sad
It's just sad
that he believed that.
that he believed that. All those lost years.
And the truth is, it wasn't his fault.
It wasn't his fault.
Not at all.
Not at all.
The baby's innocent.
The baby was innocent.
The baby was innocent.
He still doesn't quite believe all that.
But he doesn't know it.
No.
It was the baby's fault.
It was the baby's fault.
It wasn't the baby's fault.
It wasn't the baby's fault.
It was the baby's fault.
It was the baby's fault.
It wasn't the baby's fault.
It wasn't the baby's fault.
It was the baby's
It
fault.
was the baby's fault.
Well, the baby believed that anyway.
The baby believed that anyway.
The baby believed it's my fault.
Believed it was the fault. He was scared.
He was scared
Yeah.
that it was his fault.
It was his fault.
Scared that he could be so powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, who would he be?
Baby's so powerful.
Baby is so powerful.
He got himself conceived.
Got himself conceived.
Yeah.
Smart pants.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. He chose a single mum in
Yeah.
a strange country.
Chose all this.
Yeah. That baby's so powerful.
He chose all this.
Of course he's scared. Baby's scared. What's coming there? We'll just keep tapping. Silent tapping. Silent tapping.
Don't know, it'll reveal itself in a minute.
Okay, just tap silently.